Hello and welcome to the Coffee Connections Corner where we are having a coffee. Where's our coffee?
No, we don't have coffee.
Today we're going to get to know Don Amyotte from Helping Hands Property Services. And welcome, Don.
Thank you.
So Don, can you tell us what services you provide and who your customers are?
Yes, so I own Helping Hands Property Services, and we provide any kind of services your property may need, whether it's residential or commercial. So we offer everything from property maintenance, handy person services for smaller repairs, and also home and property inspections for pre-listing, pre-purchase, and also if you're just curious about what kind of condition your property's in.
Right.
And we also offer home check services for any vacant properties, or if you go on holidays, or property investors with Airbnbs or VRBOs, VRBOs. So the home check services is a new service for us because we found out that insurance policies are changing now. If your property goes vacant longer than 3 to 5 days, you need to have it checked. If something goes wrong, your insurance does not cover you. So we are now offering home check services for anyone going on holidays or vacant properties,
Right.
whether it's residential or commercial. We hear that a lot of there's some commercial properties that are vacant, that go vacant as well. So
Right.
whether you're a realtor or an investor or even just an owner that going on holidays or going away, we can
Right.
come in very inexpensive and give you peace of mind.
Right.
Yeah.
And with winter quickly approaching, that's pretty important, because our Alberta winters get pretty cold and pipes freeze.
Absolutely. So this is the time of year that people start heading south.
Yes.
For the winter. And yes, I get a lot of calls for cold houses and no heat. And yeah, that's exactly it. So it's very important to make sure that your houses are checked on, because if that furnace doesn't start, your water lines freeze, and next thing you know, you got an icicle for a house.
Exactly. And
Yep.
it can cause, like if it's like a condo or something, it could cause a lot of damage to like a lot of people.
That's
other
correct.
than just yourself.
And
right?
you want your insurance to cover you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Huh. Very, very good to know. How did the idea for your business come about?
That's a really good question. So early in my childhood, I knew that I wanted to help. It's built in my genes to help people. I was raised that way, kind of farmhand, so to speak. Everybody has something to do
Yeah.
around the house,
Yeah.
or you help the one that needs the help.
Exactly.
I was close to my grandparents as well. I took pride in helping them, riding my bike from the South Edmonton to Bonnie Doon to, cut their grass and help them stay in their house for as long as possible. Wow. before moving them to an old folks home kind of thing, but
Yeah.
retirement home. But it kind of stemmed from there, learning the trades, growing up with the trades, plumbing, electrical, framing, you name it. I've done it. I've worked with big companies like Lafarge and Bantrell, engineering firms.
Oh, wow.
So I just decided that, if I was to help people and put all my experience into one place, how would I do it? And I came up with a property services company. So here we are today, and I am helping people with their properties and in keeping them, maintained and for as little money as possible. I like to help people, save money as
Yeah.
well while we maintain their buildings and properties, right?
Do you find that having your business and helping people has allowed you to have a closer relationship with your clients as opposed to when you were working at, say, Lafarge or other businesses?
Absolutely. The one-on-one is crucial for me.
Yeah.
And also getting that feedback is also something that I didn't realize I needed.
Yeah.
Or that I like having. So
Yeah.
especially when I help my seniors, I take pride in that because I know that they appreciate it, and making them feel comfortable in their own home and not thinking that they're going to get ripped off and
Exactly.
everything else. So it's very important for me to connect with my clients.
Yeah.
It's very important for me to make them feel comfortable and also aware of what's going to happen, the plan, and what they can expect. So what I do is I strive on service and excellence, and I pride myself on the type of work that I do, and that speaks for itself. And of course, I always make time for emergencies and
Yeah.
any other kind of issues that come up. But for daytime appointments, I'm booked ahead of time.
So do you have plans for your company to grow internationally?
Yes. So my long-term goal is to franchise into a company that, would help anyone with their properties like I'm doing now. But it would also allow people who want to run a company and become a franchisee and run the company the way they want to. So a person that would specialize in certain trades or certain things that could help people, I would take them on as a franchisee, and they can run the business as they see fit, as long as they, follow certain guidelines, right? And I can see this, happening across North America, and, home inspectors can buy in, or a plumber or electrician, or anyone who's handy that has some kind of a ticket or certified that can help people, And also, being bilingual helps. I can help people in the French community.
Oh, I didn't know.
So again, I can help people out east, So franchising throughout North America, and especially in Canada, would be ideal for me.
Don, tell me what type of certifications you have that give you authority, basically, to do what you do.
Yes, of course. So I have a broad range of experience in the trades and on job sites. So now I actually wanted an education growing up. So after high school, I took architectural technology at 𝐸ATE. Buildings were a very huge interest of mine, and I did not want to work on tools anymore. I thought it was too hard, so I thought I'd be the smart one and get an education. And architectural technology provided me with building codes, building envelopes, and I designed quite a few buildings. It was very interesting. With that education, I went into design with engineering firms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I worked with a few engineering firms designing in oil and gas and commercial buildings. And then for 12 years I did that. I had my family, and then I decided that a desk job was no longer for me. And then I got into home inspections. So I'm a certified home inspector as well. And I also have some electrical courses.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I've taken as many courses as I could possibly find. I have property management courses under me. So yeah.
Well, the viewer does not know this, but the way that you and I met is you rented your basement suite to me.
Yes. So that's how I started as a property owner. I bought a property, and I finished the basement, and then I got you in there, and while I was living upstairs, and next thing I did was finish the main floor, and then I got somebody else in there, and that's how I started with property investments.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm also an investor, as well as I help people with their properties.
Nice.
That's right.
How did you come up with the name for your company?
It kind of goes along with how I am. I'm very helpful. If I see someone struggling, I'll help them as much as I can. I like holding the door open for people, and it's in my nature. So I like, the thought of being a helping hand for people, and property services is the other half. That's what we do. We help with properties.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that probably reflects on how you were brought up as well.
I think so.
So kudos to your family, your parents. Yeah.
Thank you.
How did you build a successful customer base?
It took a while. I just basically got the word out from people that I know. Realtors that I worked with while I was doing home inspections also was an avenue. Just constantly communicating with people and offering my services to anyone that I thought would be, in need of them. I actually registered with the seniors organization with Edmonton. So I was getting some phone calls from seniors. When I first started my company, I took on anything that I could.
Yes.
I did a lot of snow removal. I did a lot of lawn care. And I just eventually graduated from there, and it progressed, and now I contract out the snow removal.
I was just going to ask. So they can still ask you to do that,
absolutely,
right? Okay.
Yeah. So we've grown to a point now where we subtrade these kinds of services out.
Wise, yeah.
And so that I can be, more efficient with the repairs and everything else running.
And kind of oversee and make sure that those subcontractors are doing the job properly, right?
That's right. So when we started, it was just me, and now we're up to 3 to 5. Or we're at 3 people and closing in on 5.
Good for you. How many years have you been in business now?
So when I first started, it was just before COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
So COVID hit in March, I believe, and I started in October.
Wow.
So just before Christmas. Yeah.
Right.
So what was that? 4 or 5 months before COVID.
So how did COVID affect your business at all?
So the first couple months, again, we were growing, we're just getting out there, and then we started getting business. And when COVID hit, we saw a decline, of course. But it was mainly the uncertainty of what was happening with COVID. Everybody just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And so once we figured out what was happening, we had a system, we had masks, everything else. It didn't take long. It started clicking again, and we were back on track.
Right.
And we did fine during COVID, which was very, very, I was grateful for.
Yes.
And we've been growing ever since.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because you don't actually have to, be in physical contact with your customers. It's usually when they're gone, right?
Exactly. So there's a lot of times where we can coordinate it in a way that the client doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
And also, we did take every single precautions that we needed to. We had hand sanitizers and masks in our vans for our senior clients, and I still wear my mask for around senior clients because they're at risk.
Yeah, exactly.
At risk. So,
how did you market your business, and which tactics have been most successful?
So marketing my business, I found that SEO programs with Google was one of the most successful ways of advertising online and over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Social media and marketplace was another great way to advertise for more local. So we got quite a few jobs from marketplace and Facebook in Sherwood Park, which is where our office is, and also word of mouth.
Yes.
Just getting to know people, spreading the word, just offering people our services and telling people how we can help. So it's done wonders for us. And like I said, word of mouth and referrals are our biggest generation of business.
Exactly.
And it's something I'm proud of. So.
Yeah, proof is in the pudding.
Exactly. You got it. We do tailor-made specific packages, as every building has specific needs, and every property owner has specific tolerances and budgets. So yes, absolutely, we can tailor-made any kind of package for any kind of property for any kind of owner. So,
right.
Yeah. And it could all start with a simple inspection.
Right. And
we make a list of everything we need to do.
Right.
And that owner, that manager, whoever is in charge would decide, we can do this, or we don't need to do this, or our budget allows us to do all these items. Yeah, absolutely. So we can do scheduled maintenance, and we can do scheduled reminders, and we can do scheduled checkups. Again, it's all up to the owner or the one taking care of the property and how we decide to go about it.
Do you have a 24/7 emergency phone number?
Yes, that's something else that we offer is emergency services 24/7 for the property maintenance. So if you have no heat or a water leak or something happens in the middle of the night, you can give us a call and we'll deal with it then.
Wow. Nice. If you were to partner with another service provider, what type of business would that be?
Another service provider that I would partner with is, again, I would like to have someone on board as a permanent snow removal and lawn care contractor. That is a challenge of mine, is finding someone who is reliable. In this day and age, we're finding people are being lazy or not willing to do the work but want the money and not provide the service. Right. And we pride on our service. We have to provide good service. So that's one of our challenges, is finding good sub-trades or contractors to work along with us, so to keep our good name. So you need somebody that's as committed as you are. Absolutely.
So if anybody is watching right now, watching this video, and you are a company that provides snow removal or lawn maintenance, and you want to be committed and serve customers and work with a great guy, I would say get a hold of Don, right?
Yes, that's another way we can help people, is provide leads for the stuff that we can't do for properties. Yeah. Again, there's many things I can do for properties, and certain things that I cannot do, I have certified contractors or sub-trades that I like to send those leads to. Yeah. And again, I won't send them to just anybody. Right. I will interview you. I will need to know how you operate exactly before I pass you along to my clients.
Because your reputation is at stake.
Exactly. So, and the other challenge that I might have, sorry to go back to your question there, the other challenge that I might have is finding good help.
Okay.
I haven't been able to hire someone that is willing to work along with me and learn with me and put in the good service and, be proud of what you do. Right. So if you know of anyone that's, willing to learn, young, old, doesn't matter to me.
Like apprentice almost?
Anyone. Yeah. If you're a, certified tradesperson, then I could take you on as a journeyman, or if you're willing to learn, then I can train you as a...
Can you set something up with the Alberta government and provide is there an apprenticeship?
I haven't looked into it. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot to teach.
Yes.
And I have...
And you've got trades under your belt. You got certifications.
Yep. So...
yeah, you should look into that.
And tons of experience as far as service goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would definitely look into that. I'd love to.
And the fact that you actually care.
So I like to try to find someone who, like myself at the time, wasn't sure what to do.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, how I wanted to help people in this world. But once I figured it out, I didn't have a mentor to help me along.
Yeah.
And I'd like to be that person. I'd like to try to, have someone under my wing that I could mentor and eventually take over, one of my vans, and they can be their own foreman, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And then so on. I'd like to keep doing that and having as many employees as possible.
Exactly. Sounds like an apprenticeship to me.
What I like is I feel good about helping people.
Yeah.
That feeling comes from having pride about what you do. So why do you do what you do?
Right.
So once you figure out why you do what you do, that helps so much.
Exactly.
So if you don't know why you're doing what you do, you should stop and figure that out.
Exactly.
And that's what brings you happiness.
That's right. Preach, brother. How do you define success?
Success to me is not about money. It's not about wealth. Success to me is having the right people and the right things around you that make you happy. That to me spells success, is true, genuine happiness.
Yeah. What advice would you give to your younger self about becoming a good business owner?
That's a great question. And the first thing that comes to mind is fear, which a lot of people battle. Don't be afraid of being who you are, and don't be afraid of the challenges. Don't be afraid of being knocked down. And it's always about getting up, keep going. Like that's what builds your character. That's what builds you as a person, is having that strength to keep going. And also the other part of the advice that I would give myself is don't be afraid to ask for help.
Right.
I've been able to do a lot of things on my own, and I realize now I could have done them a lot quicker, or maybe been better at it if I had asked for help. So again, now I'm willing to help others by asking for help.
Right. So winter is coming, and you might want to be taking a holiday for over 5 days. And if you do have your place insured, you might want to know that you should have somebody have a look at it. And Don is just the type of guy that can do that for you and make sure that everything is fine while you're gone. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this interview and got to know a little bit more about Don and the services that he can provide you and the peace of mind that he can provide you by providing these services. Do you want to say anything to anybody before we end this?
Thank you for the opportunity and allowing me to express myself and share what I do.
Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.